In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful. So, Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live, the alone do we serve, and the alone beseech for thine help and aid. O Allah, guide us on the right path, path of those upon whom thou bestow thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he, Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness and none is to be served, worship, praise beside Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is thy true servant and last apostle. Ameen. We like to recognize the brothers and sisters that sent us the greetings of Assalamu Alaikum. We have Sister Zakia Karim, and she's rehabilitating from her injury. She'll be back with us soon. And she wanted to give us a friendly reminder to send in our articles. And we have Brother Jasir Muhammad from Richmond, Virginia. We got the Rafiq family, and we got Sister Badia. All sent us the greetings of Assalamu Alaikum. And today we want to continue to talk about which one will survive the war of Armageddon. And last week we talked about the hypocrites. We want to continue on and talk about the lovers of the hypocrites. Because in today's Islam, it's not the same as the Islam under the Messenger. We had a new school Nation of Islam, and we got the Nation of Islam under the Messenger. Because the fire of the Muslims is different in the new school Nation of Islam than it was under the Messenger. Because Muslims under the Messenger were fiery about the teachings of the Messenger, the program of the Messenger. But in today's Nation of Islam, we fiery about our leaders. Because you got different leaders, different versions of Islam, and instead of Muslims being fiery about the teachings of the Messenger, we fiery about our leaders. And that's why in today's Nation of Islam, you don't see or recognize that same fire that you saw in the Nation of Islam under the Messenger. So we want to start with a 1969 Negro Digest article written by a man named John Henry Clark. Because in the conscious community, as they call it, John Henry Clark is well respected, and we respect him too. Because we don't want to disrespect any of our brothers and sisters. We only want to represent the truth. That's it. John Henry Clark loved Malcolm X. And John Henry Clark, today, his views and opinions of Malcolm X is what many of our brothers and sisters have about Malcolm X today. Now let's read what John Henry Clark said about Malcolm X in the May 1969 issue of Negro Digest. And I'm starting in the middle. He said in a few years, talking about Malcolm, he was able to transform the black Muslim movement into a national organization and himself into one of the country's best known personalities. As the public spokesman and defender of the movement, he literally put it on the map. This was the beginning of his troubles with his leader Elijah Muhammad. When the public thought of the black Muslims, they thought first of Malcolm X. That's what John Henry Clark said. Then he says Malcolm X was teaching lessons about the black Americans' fight for basic dignity that was more meaningfully logical than anything that Elijah Muhammad had ever conceived. This is what this man said about the Messenger. This is the opinion that most people have of the Messenger today, because they reading this stuff that John Henry Clark said about the Messenger. Because you know he write these books on Africa, and we in Africa today. So he said that Malcolm, let's see what he said again. He said Malcolm X was teaching lessons about the black Americans' fight for basic dignity that was more meaningfully logical than anything that Elijah Muhammad had ever conceived. That's what he said. Now let's go, because we want to clear up some of this Malcolm X stuff. We want to talk about what was written about the messenger while the messenger was alive. Because when you do historical research, you have primary sources and you have secondary sources. You also have objective views and you have subjective views. Subjective views are views based on opinions and feelings. When people talk about Malcolm X in today's world, they're using a subjective view, their opinion. This is his opinion about Malcolm, because he's not stating no facts. He's not comparing it to say, well, when Malcolm X built the OAAU, he had more members than Elijah Muhammad. His teachings affect black people more than Elijah. He's not saying that. He's just giving his opinion about Malcolm X. He's not stating no facts about nothing that Malcolm X built. He's not reciting no teachings that Malcolm X taught. He's not saying nothing. He's just giving you a subjective opinion about Malcolm X. And most of the people's beliefs about Malcolm X today is subjective views and opinions. But let's go to some objective opinions about the messenger. And let's start with the May 5th, 1963 Los Angeles Times. Because there was things written about the messenger while Malcolm X was still in the nation. Let's see what they used to say about the messenger when Malcolm X was in the nation. Now this is the May 5th, 1963 Los Angeles Times. And the title is Muhammad and the Muslims. It says Elijah Muhammad speaks and 20 million Negroes in America listen. But in white society, he is practically unknown. Now, Robert S. Byrd, the first white reporter to interview the divinely inspired messenger of Allah, has written a portrait of the man, his message, and his influence. Malcolm was in the nation in 1963, but he didn't say Malcolm X's message and Malcolm X's influence. It said the messenger's message and the messenger's influence. He said, directly or subtly, for the estimated 150,000 who devoutly believe and for the others who do not, Muhammad is making the most persuasive statement on what is wrong in America. He says, white America. He says his black Muslim propaganda is forcing all civil rights organizations and even Negro politicians to take another step towards harder, more extreme positions. This is what he's saying about the messenger while Malcolm X was in the nation. He says that the messenger's black Muslim propaganda is forcing all Negro organizations, even politicians, to take another step towards harder, more extreme positions. But John Henry Clark said that Malcolm X was, what did he say? He says Malcolm X was, he said Malcolm X was teaching lessons about the black America's fight for basic dignity that was more meaningfully logical than anything Elijah Muhammad had ever conceived. But according to the facts, they're saying that Elijah Muhammad's Muslim propaganda is forcing all Negro organizations and politicians. This is objective. Then he goes on to say, influence noted. It says Muhammad's preaching is touching, influencing, or exciting the Negro in this country. Nobody can laugh him off. For even though his devoted formal following is hardly more than a small fraction of the 20 million American Negroes, his harsh message is helping to change the inner feelings and the scene of the American Negro. All praise is due to Allah. Now, this is a white man in LA Times writing an article on the messenger because he was interviewing the messenger. And he said that the messenger is changing the inner feelings and the scene of the Negro in America. This is what he's saying. Then he says his black Muslim preaching is spreading through the Negro world largely by his tabloid newspaper, Muhammad Speaks, published in Chicago, and by a column of his writing in certain Negro weekly newspapers, and by his rare public appearances at black Muslim meetings and rallies, which have drawn audiences of up to 10,000 persons. Then he has a section called Traveling Minister. He said, but his message is being effectively relayed to even bigger audience, perhaps by his young traveling minister, Malcolm X, an exceedingly articulate and forceful speaker who has gained a great deal of television exposure during the last year. Now he's telling you how the messenger is effectively spreading his propaganda. First he said through the Muhammad Speaks. Then he said through the column that he writing in other Negro newspapers. Then he said by his rare public appearances that attract 10,000. Then another method he said is through his young minister, Malcolm X. He wasn't saying that Malcolm X was coming up with no logical way to describe the black man's plight. He was saying that this is how the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is effectively spreading his Muslim propaganda. That's how they described Malcolm X during the time of the messenger. He was nothing but a tool used by the messenger to spread his Muslim propaganda. All praise is due to Allah. But the difference between today's Islam and the Islam under the messenger. Today, Malcolm X is brother Malcolm today. That's how Muslims talk about Malcolm X today. He ain't a hypocrite no more. He brother Malcolm. So when people who love the hypocrites, like John Henry Clark, write this stuff about Malcolm X, what counters that? If a Muslim gonna say he brother Malcolm, because you're not fiery about the teachings no more. Because the teachings of the messenger said that when you turn hypocrite, all the good that you do, it counts for nothing. That's what he said. But now we got leaders now who make you sympathize with the hypocrites. Is that right or wrong? The messenger said you have those who claim to believe, but they sympathize with the hypocrite. All that Wallace did to the Nation of Islam, all that Wallace said against the messenger. Don't nobody talk about Mount Wallace like he a hypocrite no more. Why? Because we love the hypocrites today. Because this is the new school Nation of Islam versus the Nation of Islam under the messenger. That's why I advise all Muslims, go read the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. Go read what Muslims was saying when the messenger was alive. Not only that, go to some of these lovers of Malcolm X. They got Facebook pages. They got YouTube accounts. They got these old lectures that some of these ministers used to make against Malcolm. Because when people say the Muslims killed Malcolm, if you listen to what them brothers were saying about Malcolm, you would believe the Muslims killed him too. Straight up. These is facts. Go listen to what the messenger said about Malcolm. He said that Allah had something to do with his death. That's what the messenger said. Muslims wasn't tiptoeing through the tulips about no hypocrite when the messenger was alive. But now he brother Malcolm. Now we talk about all the good that he did. Right or wrong? Some of these people who saying that was alive when the messenger was alive. Or was a minister when the messenger was alive. And some of these people who love Malcolm got some of them old lectures of what these brothers used to say. So if you was telling the truth then, and you was going against Malcolm, you was saying he was a hypocrite. You was talking about, you going in on him. Even after he died, they were still making lectures about Malcolm in the 70s. After he got killed. After how they talk about now he was killed in front of his family. Muslims knew that. Go listen to them lectures them brothers used to say about Malcolm in the 70s. He was still a hypocrite. They were still making articles in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper about Malcolm. They was talking about how hypocrites and the devil love Malcolm. That's what they used to say. So what's different now? Why we don't talk about Malcolm like that now? Why we talk about brother Malcolm? What's the difference? Either we was lying then or we lying now. Either we believe in the messenger or we don't. Either messenger was the last and greatest messenger of the lie, he got it from the mouth of Allah, he didn't. We can't have it both ways. We can't sit up here and act like we love the messenger and we represent the messenger, but when he talked about the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, when you read what the messenger used to say in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, he said, cherish these articles, for in them is your life. All praise is due to Allah. That's what he used to say about the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. But now you got Nation of Islam archivists who would take a Muhammad Speaks newspaper and put it on the wall. You come and you can go to these museums, these traveling museums that they got, with the messenger's articles in there that he said is your life, and they'll put them on the wall. But when you go to the Muhammad Speaks newspapers, the same people who are alive today, they used to have Muhammad Speaks news drives, where all of the FOI in the whole country used to push harder to push the Muhammad Speaks newspaper because they said they wanted to get it into every hand of each black man and woman in America. That's what they was doing with the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. When you listen to the laborers' meetings, the messengers used to tell the brothers, if you got extra papers, he said, don't throw them away. He said, give them away. That's what he used to say about the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. But now, we love the messenger. We'll take his paper and put it on the wall. We'll put it in a glass case. We'll let the Smithsonian have it. That's what we do today. What Muslim want to go and see the messenger's paper on the wall? What Muslim want to do that? What Muslim who love the messenger? What Muslim who practicing what the messenger said for us to practice want to see his paper on the wall? Who want to go and see them have the pictures of the Muhammad University all in the glass case? Who want to do that? Would a person who love the messenger and want the black man to be saved, would you do that? Do the white man do that with his laws and stuff, just put it away? Sell it to Russia? No, they practicing what their forefathers told them to do. If they got it in the glass case, they got the original in the glass case. But you following what they saying in the Constitution. They ain't got it in no glass case like we doing something new. We saying something new. In these papers, Malcolm a hypocrite, but today he brother Malcolm. Nah, that ain't how the white man doing it. And the messenger said that we supposed to follow what he said like the white man followed the Constitution. All praise is due to Allah. But brothers and sisters, we don't want to prolong the time. So I leave you as I came in the Nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.
Let's give Brother Minister another hand. Praise be to Allah. I probably want to get half this stuff. Like I said, in the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad, the true living God, we forever thank him. Great up in our midst, a divine leader, teaching guide, in the person of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. May the peace and blessings of Almighty God, Allah, be upon him. Thank him, Master Prophet Muhammad, the true living God, on his coming. And leave him with you and I, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. May the peace and blessing of Almighty God, Allah, forever be upon him. We know that he's no longer with you and I in the physical form. But that what was given to him from Almighty God, Allah, who came in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad, lived with you and I to believe. It's indeed an honor and a privilege to be here today, bearing witness that there's no God but Allah, who came in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad, and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad was his last and greatest message. He passed away like all other messengers, prophets of that time passed away. But that what was given to him from Almighty God Allah, who came in the person of Master Prophet Muhammad, lived with you and I, the believers. And we're very fortunate, brothers and sisters, to be followers of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we're given an opportunity to let our light shine. We're given an opportunity to work in the cause of Islam, to help continue the teachings and programs of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. It's a blessing for you and me. It's not something that you and me, Islam or the teachings of the nation won't strive for without you, without me. We don't want to get stuck up and hung up on this, because it most certainly can do without you and me, because it was doing without you and me before we even got here. So we're very fortunate to be followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and take this as a blessing, as a blessing to be a follower of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. It's not so much you and me. It's the messenger's teachings that saves us. Praise be to Allah. That saves us. It's going to save you and I. It's the only thing that's going to save you and I, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings. And he was the last and greatest messenger of them all. But many will come in this day saying that they're the messenger. We have to understand, like I back up the brother here, when he was saying that the messenger said this, say, if you're not careful, you'll find yourself defending hypocrites and weak believers. The messenger said that the restricted law is our success. And the restricted law is our success. But see, the law, it governs. It's supposed to govern us. It's supposed to keep us in bound, keep us in the boundary, so we don't go step off the line. And the law is good. It protects us. It keeps hypocrites away from us. And the God is with you and I, who came in the person of the Master Prophet Muhammad, true and living God. You know, and the messenger also said this also. He said, we have to be careful who we follow. He said, you might be following a hypocrite. A hypocrite is one who said they believe and then disbelieve. I don't care what time it was. I don't care what year it was, what month it was, what day it was. When he turned against the messenger, when you turn against the messenger, you denounce the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and denounce Allah, who came in the person of the Master Prophet Muhammad, you are a hypocrite when you stop practicing. I don't care. It can be 100 years ago. Those in authority at that time, the prophet of that time, they turned hypocrite. They're hypocrites. So we have to understand these things. And we can't butt it up. You know, this is what dampens the spirit of some believers. It kind of hinders the progress sometimes. You have hypocrites, weak believers. And most of the times, it comes through your prayer, through our prayer to Almighty God, Allah. See, because the messenger said, prayer is like gas in your tank. So if prayer is like gas in our tank, we have to have that to get to and fro. So if you go out to your car, or whatever it is right now, if you don't have no gas in your car, it's going to stall. When you put that key in that ignition, it's going to stall. It don't have no power. It can't move unless that gas is in that car, in that tank. This is what prayer does for you and I. Whether you want to accept it or not, or whether I want to accept it or not, if you're not praying, you don't have no gas in your tank. You stalling. You sputtering. You go to a place, you think you're going somewhere, you sputtering. You don't have a fire. In other words, you don't have the spirit. See? That fire is spirit. So when you sputtering and you're not excelling, you're not saying our prayers. It give us the power to move. That's very simple. And it's truthful. We just have to accept it. But see, we're like a people. We're hard-headed and we're stiff-necked and we're rebellious. It's like our lost found brothers and sisters. That's why they're catching so much hell. We've been there. We know what they're doing. We know why they're catching hell. They don't know why they're catching hell. They believe in a spook God. They believe in a mystery God. That's why they're catching hell. They don't believe in the true and living God. They don't know the true and living God. We was in that condition once ourselves. We didn't know the true and living God. So we caught hell. So we lived in both societies. We know why there's shortcomings. We should know. But anyway, we're going to have opposition, brothers and sisters. We're going to have that. We building a nation. But you got to have strong believers. See? Yaqub, what he did, he had strong breeders, didn't he? The weak ones, what did he do? He threw them overboard. Because it wasn't no good. Dead weight. See? Weakness. That'll get us in trouble. We're all weak, but we have to have strength. See, Allah blesses us. He blesses whom he pleases, whom he pleases. So we're very fortunate to have had a messenger, a divine messenger. And we know that this is the dawn of a new day, the fall of America. And we can see, if we look around and we can see what's happening, what's taking place today. Look at that right there in Washington, D.C. Look at the Congress. Look at the heads of state. Look how much hell they're catching. They even said the other day, now I'm going to get what to show you the moral character of these people and the dignity and honor and respect they don't have for each other. Now there's a devil. We all know this devil, John McCain. But he was a hero for his country, for his nation. The messenger said, you watch some of these devils, how they give their life for their nation, for their country. We should do the same. We should have the same fire to dedicate and give our life to the cause what the most honorable Elijah Muhammad have taught us. That praise be to Allah. That devil didn't have, he dedicated himself to his country. His country, he did. And then you have another devil to get up and say he died anyway. Because he wouldn't recommend another person for a certain job. She said, well, he died anyway. That's okay. He died anyway. He got brain cancer. Now, what is that to say? What did that tell you about the white man? He don't care nothing for his own. As a man, a hero for his nation. What he did for his nation. I'm just saying he's still a devil. See? But the message said you have some that's better than others. But he's still a devil. A snake is a snake. Got some poison, some not. If you see a garter snake, he not poison. He bites you. He probably wish he was poison. But that's a garter snake. He's still a snake. He's part of the snake family. See? So that just goes to show you we should have the same fire for our nation, to give our life for our nation, to dedicate ourselves for our nation under the guidance and leadership of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad's teachings. Because it's a life-giving teachings for you and I. It saved our life. It's saving our lives. And we should be happy and thankful for the coming of Almighty God, Allah, who came in the person of the Master Prophet Muhammad, true and living God, for blessing us with a messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He was the last and greatest messenger. Nobody can take the place of the messenger. Nobody. Praise be to Allah. Praise be. I don't care how much worldly education that one may have or what you think of him. You cannot force yourself on this office. Nobody can. When they say the last and greatest messenger, that means he was the last. He's the end of it. Nobody can come back and teach us nothing unless he mentioned the messenger. This is what's going on. See, messengers are chosen by God, not by the people. I don't care how much you like him, how much gift the gab he have, how good and look he look, how sharp he is. He got to be chosen by Allah. The messenger was chosen. He wasn't appointed, what I'm saying, to some like from the people. Allah chose him. Allah taught him for 3.5 years. He taught him the knowledge, wisdom, understanding of both books, the Bible and the Quran. The messenger did it. He taught us what we need to know from the Quran. He said because it's not all for you, some of it's from the other fellow. That's what he said. It's not all, just a little bit for you. The rest of it for the other fellow. So he gave us what he wanted us to know from the Quran. That's right. And from the Bible. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who they don't give no credit to. They want to take all the credit themselves. But the messenger, for 44 years, this man dedicated himself to help you and I, to save us. And he did his job. And he was successful. But you have some today, even some among our people, just to like the way you talk. They like the way you look. So they make you their leader. Ain't nothing wrong with that if that's what you want. See, but don't mix Islam under the guise and leadership of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad with that. Because it's like this. You have what they call a church. Baptists. You had a lot of Baptist churches. A lot of Baptist members. Seventh-day Adventists, what's that, no other ones? Methodists. Church for God in Christ, around Christ, on top of Christ, all kind of religions. But there's only one. Islam under the guidance and leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, you might be a nation of Islam over here, and another nation of Islam over there. You got a lead over there, that nation of Islam, and you got a lead over here, this nation of Islam. Now, which one are you belong to? Which one do you belong to? We belong to the nation of Islam under the guidance and leadership of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's the nation of Islam we belong to. Praise be to Allah. Now, if you say you're in the nation of Islam, okay. It's all right. You in that nation of Islam. See? Because we have two different principles here. We solely believe in the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad as the last messenger of Allah, and we believe that Master Farad Muhammad, the true and living God, Allah, in person, is the God, and the messenger is the messenger, the last and greatest messenger. There's no other messenger coming behind him to teach you and I nothing. Nobody. Only thing that they can do is bear witness to what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught. They can't say it from themselves. They didn't get it from themselves. They got it from the messenger, and then they mixed it up. See? This is why the nation is in such a bad condition now. Unity. There's no unity. Everybody said we would follow the messenger, but you got a different principle. You don't believe in Master Farad Muhammad. You believe in our Father, who they call the messenger. What? Our Father. Messenger never said he was no father in that form. You putting them next to the Pope. Pope is the father of the Christian religion. That's what the Pope is. But we are followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, so we have to get an understanding here. We have to make ourselves plain here, because you can't straddle the fence. Which God are you going to serve? This is what's happening today. See? So, we had a divine message on the scene. We very lucky, brothers and sisters. But a lot of us don't like to accept the fact that it's going to get back to the restricted law. The messenger said the restricted law is our success. That goes for all of us. We're going to have to clean up and divest ourselves of the devil's habits. That's the bottom line. You know, ain't no sitting around at the round table talking. The truth is already plain. The messenger already laid it out. We can go back and check and see what he said. That's what the devil do. The brothers were talking about, they got history all that. They go back and see what their forefathers then laid out for them, what they want to do. They got it all laid out. Willie Lynch, all of them were saying they had it all laid out. You know Willie Lynch is. See? What they do. He went to all the slaves, all of them, the plantation owners, and said, okay, this is what we're going to do to control these niggas. I got a plan here I done mapped out for all of y'all to go by. And if all of y'all go by this plan, we got these niggas out here. We choke them to death. Keep our foot on them. You too. Don't feel sorry for this nigga. He ain't nothing. Keep your foot on his neck. You do the same. So if he run over there, you got your foot on your neck. They did it. They was in control. The messenger gave it to you and I. Only thing we got to do is go by what he said. We got it laid out. We don't need you to tell us what's happening here, brother. The messenger got it documented. We can go right there and see what he said. And the Holy Quran and Bible backs him up. See, we don't need you to dictate. We already had it. Allah's watching us. He's protecting us. And we're going to be the winner. The messenger said, up, United Nations, you can accomplish as you will. He said, I can tell you one thing, you will be the winner. So, we're going to get some fruit. If it please Allah, they're going to come here. They're going to come here. When I say here, I'm talking about the nation, the followers of the messenger. It might not be here, it might be in Chicago. But if we all together, we there. We got that same thing like Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch had, only what the messenger had it. He had it set up. When hypocrites leave the temple and go to another temple, they asked him what they knew. The messenger had it written down. What you supposed to say? Are you in good standings, brother? Yes, sir. Okay, hold it for a minute. Let me go check it out. Call the temple. We got such and such a brother Bartholomew and his wife, but brother Bartholomew here. Is they in good standing? Yes, they're in good standing. Okay, then. You can come on in. Is they in good standing? No, they're not in good standing. Okay, brother, you can't come in because you're not in good standing. Say that in Chicago, you're not in good standing, so you're not allowed in here. They go on back. Send them out. They go over there, they want to spread their little venom. That's what a hypocrite do. See, he goes one place, spread the venom, then he gone. But see, the messenger said, don't let them in. See, and they didn't let them in. You had some of them, the weak ones, slide by, let them on in. Just for attendance sake. A lot of them disobeyed the message. A lot of them did it. See? So those who did weren't successful. The messenger said, if you're with me 100%, Allah is with you 1,000%. He said, but if you deviate from me, he deviates from you. What is he telling you and I? If we deviate from his teachings, Allah gonna deviate from you. He's not with you and me. No way, shape, form, or fashion. I don't care how many, he's not with you and me. If you deviate from me, that goes from all the big shots. In other words, if they change the teachings of the messenger and add to the teachings of the messenger, they done deviated. You done deviated because you done mixed it up. That's why you're not successful. He makes you think you're going forward and you're actually sliding back. That's the power of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. He's not a spook. He's a true and living God. He knows and sees everything that we do and what we think. This is the God the messenger taught us to pray to. He knows you and I, in and out. He knows what you're thinking before you even think it. Some of our heart is so hard we don't even believe it. We from Missouri, the show me state. He'll show us. He will show us. We might get it sooner or later. You may not get it all at one time, but on down the line, the message says, keep living. You'll see. We'll get it. And we're going to be successful, brothers and sisters. And it's getting that way. We have a lot of brothers and sisters is asking for information about the teachings of the messenger. The teachings of the messenger. They call on the internet, come on our call. We have all kinds of calls. Brothers and sisters going to the website, trying to get an understanding, because they don't have understanding from the misleaders who keep themselves out front. They don't care nothing about you. They fill in their pockets, the messenger said. The messenger never filled his pockets. He put money in our pockets. That's what he did, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Never did he deviate. Never did he take a bribe. Only had one wife that I know of, and that was Sister Claire Muhammad. That's the only one wife that he said was his. I don't care how many others said this is his, but he said Sister Claire Muhammad. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. I don't care what you said. All these wives. He had one wife. One of them. Now what these others come up, I don't know where they came from. Don't care. See? That's their problem. It's him and Allah. Allah take care of it. Allah said, you can't judge you. Don't judge my servant. How you going to judge the messenger? Allah judged the messenger. For him to judge. That's for him. And if he was disobedient, Allah chastises the messenger. That's right. I don't see where he was disobedient at all, myself. See? But like I'm saying, that's him and Allah. See, I ain't got nothing to do with that. My thing is just follow him and obey him. What him and Allah talked about, if he want us to know, he'll tell us. I'm not speculating. See, because I do this to obey him. That's all I do is to hear and obey. So we're very fortunate, brothers and sisters. A lot of times we get caught up in this myth about who's who, and we know the messenger was the last and greatest messenger. That's why he said he was the last and greatest messenger. To you all. To you all. You know, we lucky. Followers of the messenger, we lucky. Yeah, we catching hell a little bit here and now. It says that those who can stand the persecution of the wicked, just we can stand it, we're standing it. He said the worst is yet to come, and that's okay. Allah got control over all of it. As long as we stick to our guns, stick to it, we're going to be successful. We're going to leap that hurdle when it comes. Because they got to come this way. They ain't got nowhere to go. They have to come in and submit to the message, teachers. Our lost found brothers and sisters out there. They dead. We was once dead. We know the trouble that they're going through. See? So we have to do all that we can to try to help save them. Give them a chance. The messenger gave us a chance. He said, my job is just to get it to you. That's all I was, just to get it to you, not to force it on you. You know, not to make you take it, just to get it to you so you won't have an excuse. And we don't. We don't have no excuse today. See? So we're very fortunate, brothers and sisters. We know that this is the fall of America. And it's falling fast. See? Separation. Great day of separation. Wheat from the tares. We separate. The believer, disbeliever. It's a separation. See? So we have to understand that we're living in trying times. It's going to be a trial. Hard trials are necessary to establish truth. And we're all going through some kind of trial. But we stay firm. Stay strong. The message said pretty soon you get a believer like yourself. Strive hard. Pretty soon you get a believer like yourself. We know it's hard work. It's not easy. We go out there with the dog knocking on them doors or whatever we do, trying to get this paper in the hands of our people. It's a hard job. We know it's hard. Our job we can't compare it to the messenger's job. God said, man, you got the worst job that any man ever had. To go to a hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious people who sting like a scorpion. That's right. We're hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious. We don't want to do nothing right half the time. We was right along with the devil. That's right. See? But Allah, in the person of the Master Prophet Muhammad, through his message, softened our hearts. He made us, he got us, stood us up. Brought us out of that filth, indecency, and evil. We called on him. He was there. And when we call on him now sincerely, he's there. The message said, the prayer of a Muslim will get you answer. That's what he said. So we're very fortunate, brothers. Don't think that you fighting a losing battle. We're not fighting a losing battle. See? We're fighting a winning battle. And we're going to win in the end. See? If you check history, never was there losers. Truth always prevailed. Truth always was on top. Those surviving was successful. And we, in this stage, right now, history repeats itself. We can go back and check, and we can see what happens in the days of Lot. No, all those the message say was a lesson. It's a warning to you and I. If we go back and check and see what happened to them, see what happened to those who disbelieved. They was all drowned, burnt up, whatever it was Allah used. So, and he's going to do it this day. See? So we have to understand that we must have a new ruler, a new government. And it said Allah prepared for you and I what the eye has not seen, the ear has not heard, and the heart has not been able to conceive. Now, we don't know what that is, but we know it's something good. We know it's something worth fighting for. See? If we don't see it, our children will see it. And he blesses you in your time to see it. Put us in heaven at once if we submit. What is heaven? Money, good homes, peace of mind and contentment, friendships, and all walks of life. You got that? Nice, good food, that's heaven. Right there is heaven. You don't have to die to get it. You living, you in heaven right there, right now. And the message says some of his followers are in heaven right now. Those are the ones that's believing, submitting. Allah rewards them in this life with the necessities, the things, the good things of life. See? live a long, good, healthy life. See? Allah blesses us. What more do we want? What more you want? We don't have to die to get that. We're not going nowhere after we die, but back to the earth where we came from. That's where we get. We ain't going no heaven, heaven and hell, the conditions of life. The messenger taught us. Excuse me. But we have to be reminded a lot of times because we get down on ourselves sometimes. But we have to be reminded. The messenger always reminded us of the good things that's in store for you and I. For those who hold on, those who submit, those who work hard in the cause of Islam. Allah rewards us. He blesses us. He gives us blessings and rewards and all these different money, all these different kind of things. See? He take it too. If we get too big-headed, he'll take it too now. He give and he'll take it too. You find yourself in a whole lot of hell, he'll take it. See? He gives and he takes. So we have to understand he's a just God. See? And like today, so what the devil do? Like today, it's supposed to be Mother's Day. Our people accept the day that the devil say is Mother's Day. The month, they accept it. Never question it. But when the messenger started unraveling and teach us about this, they want to question about it. Never question the white man. The white man said, this 25th day of December is Christmas. Never said anything about, okay, boss. Okay, sir. And when the messenger tried to teach us about it, oh, hell breaks loose. That shows how the condition that we're in. We never question the devil. Mother's Day should be every day. It should be a day, a certain day that you treat your mother real extra nice. You should treat her nice every day. Extra nice every day. See? That's a mother. I love my mother. I love her to death. See the man? She lost found, but I love her. See? I love her to death. See? And we should do the same. See? We say about fathers, but you know, Father's Day, you know, it's not like Mother's Day for some reason. You know, for some reason. You know, see, like we always bend and lean to mama. You know, because mama always know how to console you and me. Daddy ain't going for it. Man, look here, man, you know. Man, get on out here, man. Mama different. Mama grab you by your head and rub your head. Oh, honey, oh, you know. You still mama. I still mama. I don't care. She's 86 years old. She look at me, I'm still her baby. Ain't that something? I'm still her baby. And you still, I don't care how old you get, you still her baby. That's what's in her heart. See? They different, and you know, we are different, you know. But every day is Mother's Day. You don't have but one. Every day is Mother's Day. Remember that. I try to treat mine as good as I can. Because you see people when things happen, they go to holler, oh. No, they should have did something better than what they did. And if you didn't, it's going to happen. It happens because it comes back to you and you say, oh, I wish I would have done better than what I did. When you find the loudest one in the funeral home, that's the one who didn't do right. That's the one who didn't do right. All the ones that holler, oh, daddy, oh, mommy, oh. That's the one who didn't do right. Got some regrets. But when you see the one over there, calm, I did what I could. That's like you sitting down, you got some fire. If you're doing something you ain't had no business doing, that fire gonna hit you. It don't have to be the next person sent to you. They ain't did nothing. You the one. You the one burnt up. He just happy, she's happy, you don't know what's happening. You on fire. That's how truth is. That's just how truth is. I don't, man, you don't want no fire. I had some. And it's not good. I had a lot of fire. I was trying to put it out. Water can't put this out, man. You get a fire engine. You know, they got a lot of gallons of water in there. It can't put this kind of fire. Now it takes out a lot of relief to put this fire. Now ain't no water, nothing put it out. He takes it off. You put it on yourself, but he takes it off. See, we put fire on ourselves by being disobedient. See? But in his mercy, he'll take it off of her in his time. See, so some of that fire might last a long time. I don't swear I don't want none of it. I don't want no more of it. I had enough of it. See, because, I don't want no more of that fire. I had enough of it. I thank Allah for the cool. See, it's something. We're very fortunate to be followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, because we want unity with those who believe and follow the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We can work with any brothers and sisters that follow the teaching of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. There's no little I's or big U's. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the believers. This is what it is. You not no powerful big I, and this a little you. We all in this together. What goes for you, go for me. The law for you, the law for me. I'm not above the law, neither are you. I'm not below it. We all even on the square. This is how it is. Believers. It's the believers. Not no one guy. It's the believers. See? So this is what we have to understand. The restricted laws are our success, brothers and sisters. The restricted laws are our success. But we can, the Master taught the same teachings for 44 years. He didn't add something new. He already gave it to you and I. He went over and over again with the teaching. So when in the Muhammad speak, it always say, reprint it. Reprint it. He reprints out of it. He done ran so much. He said, I done taught you everything that you need to know to go for yourself as a nation of people. There's nothing else I can teach you. Nothing. So if there's nothing else that this man who was taught 3.5 years from Almighty God Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, came 9,000 miles to seeking to save that which was lost, what can anybody else teach you? What can anybody else say? I'm this and I'm that. I saw them. What can he say? What can they teach you and me? Nothing. He didn't repeat the paper. He run out of everything. So he said, I taught you everything you need to know to go for yourself as a nation of people. That's nothing else I can do to teach you. So go ahead on. So now here comes somebody else teaching you. That took Islam, his messenger teaching, and flipped it. Got devils coming in the temple. Devils. The skunk of the planet Earth. Wearing an FOI uniform. The devil. The white man. Cavey. All in FOI class. The white man. Standing on the rostrum. The white man. Teaching you. And the messenger said the white man is the devil. He said he always will be the devil, and don't you ever forget it. But he's standing in your teaching you. And you love the devil. The messenger said, why do you love the devil? Because the devil gives you nothing. Only thing that he gave you now is hell. And he continue to give us hell, and he will always give us hell as long as he's in our midst. That's what he said. That's what's happening. Oh, but we just love the devil. We love the devil. We like those who he put out in front of you and I. Yeah. To teach you other than what the messenger taught. White man in your temple. He got a uniform on, standing in the roster. Like you said, talking about brother. Malcolm was a hypocrite. And he died a hypocrite. He was a hypocrite then, he's a hypocrite now. But the messenger's followers. Yeah, the messenger's followers. Now the other guy who you follow, who said Brother Malcolm, well, okay, he's a sympathizer. The messenger said he's a hypocrite. His own son Wallace, a hypocrite. Akbar, a hypocrite. That's right. Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, excuse me. Cassius Clay, a hypocrite. The messenger told him, stop using that name, Muhammad. Stop using it, because if you don't stop using it, Allah gonna take your gift. And he took it. He was a Louisville lip, wasn't he, to talk, but he couldn't talk no more. You're playing with a God here, and he gonna get all of them. The messenger said. He said, don't worry about a thing. Allah gonna gather them all up and chastise them. So what is he telling us? He's telling us, his followers, don't worry about a thing. Y'all keep pushing. Y'all keep soldiering. Keep putting out what I taught you to put out. Allah gonna gather them all up. Don't you have to worry about a thing. Just get behind me. Keep pushing what I taught you to do. Keep praying to the God I taught you to pray to. Master Farad Muhammad. We say in the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. Not in the name of Allah, the most gracious. In the name of Allah, in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. So, see, it's opposition there. We're going to have a lot of opposition. We have too. Or ain't nobody down there. Ain't nobody got to be down there as long as Allah with us. Ain't nobody got to be down there. Ain't nobody got to be in here as long as Allah with us. He's the best knower. Because we keep working. The messenger said pretty soon you get a believer like yourself. So we keep working, we're going to fill it out. That's what the messenger said. See? So we don't need, in my conclusion, what we doing, brothers and sisters, we're doing a great work. The messenger said we love each other, treat each other right, don't be jealous of each other. Love for your black brothers and sisters, that's what you love for yourself. Yeah, our day is going to come. We're going to be successful. And we are successful. So in the name of Allah, who came in the person of the Master Prophet Muhammad, true and living God, in the name of the last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I greet the brothers and sisters with the native degrees of peace and once again, Assalamu alaikum. Praise be to Allah. Oh yeah, did you mention that she said she'll be out, my wife will be out pretty soon, but she'll be out when she can, because she trying to rehabilitate herself. To get these articles in as quick as we can. To get this paper out. We're going to have a good paper. We're going to have a real good paper. Get these articles in so we can work on them and get this paper out.
Sister Rasul first. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the beneficent, the merciful. So, Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live, the alone do we serve, and the alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, guide us on the right path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray if they heard thy teachings. Say he Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness and none is to be served, worship, or praise beside Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the honorable Elijah Muhammad is our true servant and last apostle. Ameen. The honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us not to do anything to anyone. They wouldn't have done it to ourselves and treat everybody right, even the devil. Assalamu alaikum.